In this video, I have tips for every hero in Clash Mini. You learn how to get backstab from the Countess immediately, how much elixir to save for Pink Fury, how to use the Archer Queen invisibility effectively, and more. Starting off with the Countess. Place the Countess at the back of the board and the opposite side of your tank minis. So melee minis and heroes will attack you from an angle and you can get backstab damage instantly. Try and not place anything in the first couple of rounds to get some kills for the bow stability, increasing the hit speed early on. You'd also gain some information on the opponent's minis and you may get lucky and win the round early, which would force the opponent to place more minis or upgrade the ones on the board for more information. If you want the Countess to target a specific mini for its teleport, use a Clash ability to lower the HP of the mini you want to target and the Countess will teleport there instead. For example, here I used the Prince to attack the Battle Healer, so the Countess attacked that instead of the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Tips for the Monk. Place your vulnerable minis in line with the Monk, which would protect them against Clash minis as they would be silenced if placed in that lane. The Monk is a hero that is very strong in the early rounds and does not need much mini support. So similar to the Countess, don't place any minis in the early round to gain some information and have a high likelihood of winning the round, which will allow you to gain 2 rounds of information. Next is the Grand Warden. The Grand Warden is a support hero and is very weak on its own, so try and place 3 minis as fast as possible to take advantage of the shield. Try and also apply the shields to melee minis so the explosion damage from the shields hits the opponent's units. The Guard and Knight are a must for Grand Warden decks because the shield that they generate when broken also produce the explosion damage and provide the boost for the Grand Warden, so make sure that they don't get the shield from the Warden but gain it themselves. Make sure to use it on the clone tile. The shield gain negates the health loss from the clone tile. Natureborn next. Make sure not to place the minis that you want to heal diagonally to the Natureborn because the healing is in a plus shape, so you would not heal the Natureborn. Instead, place it adjacent to the Natureborn. In the first round, use the Deformed Natureborn because it can win a lot of one-on-one against heroes. And in the next round, decide where you want to place it and play as normal. Archer Queen next. To make the best use of the Archer Queen invisibility, make sure not to place the Archer Queen behind the minis you want the invisibility to affect because they'll be taken out before the invisibility is triggered. Instead, place it in front so it takes the damage first and the invisibility affects all the minis you need. Try and wrap the Archer Queen with quite a few minis to ensure that the invisibility is used to full effect. The newest hero, Pink Fury next. Make sure to check how much health the opponent's hero has and make sure to save enough elixir to one-shot it. Don't save up too much elixir in the later rounds because similar to the Monk, it gets weaker with the more minis on the board by the opponent. Skeleton King next. Use the Royal Ghost and a mini that is not invisible to pull away the frontline units, so the Skeleton King can use the isolation immediately on the backline units. Try and place the Skeleton King in one of the center 3 lanes as you're more likely to hit more minis with the super and to deal isolate damage on minis. Whereas if you place it on the side, you're wasting part of the super off the board. Royal Champion next. Place the Royal Champion at the full back to avoid the Fisherman. This placement can also defend against the Miner if you place a mini next to it. This will make the Miner attack that instead of the Royal Champion. Barbarian King next. Barbarian King is a hero that is highly dependent on placement and can't afford getting hit by a Prince. So don't place it in the top row as there'll be no counterplay. Instead, place it on the second row and you can defend it with your own Prince or a Lumberjack, which would drop the Rage Potion when taken out. Wave Master next. If the opponent places a Prince to hit your Wave Master, don't be afraid to throw something because both the Wave Master and Prince's Clash abilities activate at the same time. Finally, Shield Maiden. Similar to the Skeleton King, try and place it in the center 3 lanes to make the most out of the Clash ability. Since the Shield Maiden is the highest HP hero in the game, make sure to use healing minis along with it to make it nearly unkillable without anti-heal.